Okay, so now we are on 36. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. And this means that if someone in your family is a certain way, then the likelihood is that you will also be that way. For example, just like his father, he's always been good with numbers. After all, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. 37. Time heals all wounds. This means that time can heal pretty much anything. You will get over most things with good time. For example, even though it hurts now, remember, time heals all wounds. 38. Too many cooks spoil the broth. This means that we shouldn't get too many people involved in a situation, particularly at work, perhaps, or when you're focused on a project, because it can cause confusion and conflict. For example, let's keep the team small to avoid confusion. After all, too many cooks spoil the broth. 39. You can't have your cake and eat it too. Now, this means that you can't have something and also something else at the same time. The example basically defines this proverb. For example, you can't expect to spend all your money and still have savings. After all, you can't have your cake and eat it too. You need to decide. You need to make a decision. It's basically what this proverb means. 40. A stitch in time saves 9. This means that you should get out in front of small problems and fix them before they turn into bigger problems. For example, it's better to fix a small problem now than to wait until it becomes a big problem later. A stitch in time saves 9. 41. In for a penny, in for a pound. This means that if you've already started doing something and you've committed to it, then you probably will just go in the whole way and commit even further. For example, I've already committed to helping with the event setup, so I might as well stay for the whole thing. In for a penny, in for a pound. 42. Half a loaf is better than none. This means that it's better to get something than to get absolutely nothing. For example, I didn't get the full refund, but half a loaf is better than none. 43. Still waters run deep. So this is often said about people, and it basically means that if they're quiet, they may have a lot going on inside. They may be a complex person. For example, he might seem quiet, but still waters run deep. He's got a lot going on inside. 44. A watched pot never boils. I love this one because it rings true for me. So basically, if you keep thinking about something and watching something and waiting for it to happen, then it will never actually happen. So you know, if you have a pot on the stove and you're boiling the water, it won't boil if you just keep watching it. But if you leave the room, it'll probably boil over if you leave the room. That's what happens to me. But what the proverb is saying is, don't stick around and watch something, focus on it, just leave it be, come back, and it will probably have happened. For example, stop checking your email every minute. A watched pot never boils. 45. Better to be safe than sorry, but too much caution can lead to a life unexplored. So I've included this because better to be safe than sorry is super common, and you've probably heard it, and it basically means be cautious, be careful with what you do. But then the second half of this is basically suggesting that don't be too safe, otherwise you'll never really have a really fulfilled life. 46. A picture is worth 1,000 words. So this is self-explanatory. If you show somebody a picture, it's worth 1,000 words. It's really great to see a picture other than words because you get so much more from the picture. 47 is don't put all your eggs in one basket. And you may have heard this one before. It basically means don't 100% commit to something. Always try to have a backup plan or try to diversify your bets. So it's in the example, in fact. Instead of investing all your money in one stock, diversify your portfolio. Remember, don't put all your eggs in one basket. 48. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. I love this one. I think it's really nice and it's very true. And it basically means take action. Just do the thing that you're considering doing because this is the best time to do it. The example is, even though it's hard to be patient, good things will come eventually. After all good things come to those who wait. 49 is, a calm sea never made a skilled sailor. I love this one too, because it basically means that the more troubles you face and the more problems and challenges that you deal with, the more skilled a sailor you will become. The more skilled you will become, the more talented and the more capable you will become through going through these difficult challenges and problems. The example, despite the challenges, navigating through rough waters made her a better captain. A calm sea never made a skilled sailor. So, I mean, this example is really quite literal. I should have adjusted this example. I would give another example like, well, it's okay that you've lost 3 jobs in the past 12 months because it's not necessarily your fault. And, you know, a calm sea never made a skilled sailor. Or, oh, you've driven through the roads in India? Wow, that's impressive. You can probably drive really easily in the UK because a calm sea never made a skilled sailor. Okay, 50 is, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. I love this one too, because again, it means take action. Just do the one thing that you need to do that gets you going and gets you on your way to making that real step and really beginning with taking action. For example, starting a new project can be daunting, but remember, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. 51 is, many hands make light work. And this means that the more people are around and the more hands you have, the easier work becomes. So if it's just one person building a house, then it's quite a lot of work. But if there's 100 people building a house, it becomes quite easy. So many hands make light work. Let's get everyone involved to make the task easier. After all, many hands make light work. Okay, thank you very much for watching, and I hope you've enjoyed this. Please do download the PDF below this video in the description, and let me know if you have any questions about any of these proverbs or about any of my content. Take care.